Hello. Oh,
to the
and
ecosystem.
straight away, follow from Wolfie. Thank you. I believe that's the Wolfie that I know from Australia, even.
God say, don't say New Zealand. If it's
No, it's like confusing Devon and Cornwall. That is.
Woof.
Welcome to
Cornwall, New Zealand.
Vaybaba, episode 30 of part 2.
It's an easy thing to do, confusing Cornwall and New Zealand. I mean, they're quite close together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both insignificant.
They're both full of hobbits.
So, we're joined, as usual, by Steve Corbs up there.
Hello.
The Separateness is that away.
You meant a wave.
Hi. Cat and Dan face up there.
Hello.
We always like to say hi to Dan just as he puts food in his mouth.
Oh, no, right.
We'll hand
I'm
you
pretty
over
sure
to,
Corpse is frozen.
That's all right. Corbs is no camera. He's just this wiggly face up there. But today we've got a special guest. Rolls between two thorns between me and a Separatensis. We've got Minor Vagabond Daya. Hello. I'm going to throw you straight over because we got absolutely fucked last week, 2 weeks ago even, to Gingerbeard for a recap of our massive failings and to jump in.
I wouldn't say massive failings.
Massive
there were
failings.
A few. I wouldn't say so.
Raise your hand if it was a massive failing that we did last week.
2 weeks ago. It wasn't a massive failing.
Everyone's hand. I guess Corbs' hand's up too.
It wasn't a massive failing. You just didn't take the cues that were given to you. That was all. Let's not dwell on that now, because now we have a time to rectify this stuff.
Rectum.
Rectum. Cool. Okay. Welcome back to Easy Rollers D&D. Previously on Easy Rollers, aboard the Imperial Cruiser, our heroes are locked inside the teleportation room, and a voice calls out from an unknown source. They had to place the artifacts into a quarantine chamber for analysis. Not knowing what the voice was talking about and some failed attempts at talking their way out of the situation, they were arrested and taken to the brig, where the crew of the astral ship assumed they were part of the Tandel Sun Alliance. Rebels. Now, slight retcon in there. We've been calling these guys rebels for a long time now. If you're a bit of a lore geek, you'll be thinking, well, hang on a minute. In a lore dump, you told us they were called the Tandel Sun Alliance. They still are called the Tandel Sun Alliance, but we've been calling them rebels. So there you go. Spending some time in the brig and really not getting anywhere, they are informed that whatever it is they brought aboard is of great interest to the Emperor himself, and he was on his way personally to find out what it was. Eventually, after a torturous evening for Logan and Keenan, the party came face to face with Malnoris himself, a hulking titan, another side of the coin to Narfiliac. He invites them to a dinner aboard his flagship to discuss what they are carrying, and at a said dinner, he offers a bargain to free Lily if they agree to join the Empire, lead him to Vaybaba, and hand over the artifact, Keenan's gauntlet. The former, God Hammer. They agree. Lily is freed, and members of the Empire now. Malnoris allows them to take their possessions back that were found aboard their own ship that the Empire had captured, along with the crew of the Keswick, who are now imprisoned somewhere on the ship. Free to return to their own ship, however, it would seem they are being allowed to leave freely. But why? There's some interesting discussions and altercations between the party and an overcast crew in the hangar bay aboard their own ship, the Star Runner. Keenan, using some quick thinking, sends Nim off to find and free the crew, the Keswick, and the party are now left to decide how to proceed next. The crew of the Imperial flagship seem impatient. Our party are left scratching heads on what to do next, and somewhere on this Imperial ship, a lone engineering droid is on the search for Keswick and his crew. And that is where we're going to begin tonight's episode. I have set this up so I've got some mechanics where certain things happen, but I have not planned anything at all. I'm leaving this up to you to go and do what you wish. Obviously, we had one small discussion about our special guest this evening and where you're going to find them, and you've all agreed you're going to go and probably do that. So, with that in mind, I leave it over to you. You're in the hangar bay of the.
To point out that unless my memory's being shit, we have had no discussion whatsoever of where we're going to find him.
Private chat, not in-game chat. This was private chat. I said, "Are you at least going to go in a certain direction?" I said, "I don't want to know anything," but I said, "Are you going to go in a certain direction?" You all agreed that yes, we are going to go in a certain direction. You're in the hangar bay. You've just been spoken to by this officer. All of the troopers have sort of stood down, and he's kind of like left you sort of to your own devices. You have free reign of the ship, effectively, but Malnorus was quite keen for you to download the coordinates of Vaybaba to him or to his crew, so that they could find where this world was.
How many, like, other than our set, like our crew, if you will, how many of the others are on here, on our little ship?
So there's you four, and then a couple of the engineering types are sort of they're doing that installation of that tracking device. You got some troopers sort of patrolling around the hangar bay, and this officer who spoke to you last session. He will say to you, there is a meeting to be had in the briefing room before you leave. Once you've downloaded the coordinates, when you're ready, if you could report to any officer and let them know that you're willing or ready to go to the meeting room, then we can discuss what comes next.
Right. Through the, I know, Lily can't hear it, but through the rings, I'd say to the others, okay, what's the plan? We're stuck here.
I guess we just play it cool and try to find a window of opportunity to get off the radar, if we can.
There are windows in a spaceship.
Internal ones. So how many guards are here with us?
There's just troopers sort of patrolling now around the hangar bay. They've all dispersed from the last altercation that you had. They've dispersed. They're off patrolling. This officer has sort of said to you, there's a meeting that needs to be had before you leave, and that's it really. You kind of left to your own devices.
I'll take a look at the console and the
Hi,
screen.
Alicia!
What on earth?
For anyone,
like blood all over her
just
hands.
randomly showing off her nails.
Sorry, Dan, I was interrupting you. Sorry.
Excuse me. I'll start looking at the console and the monitors and stuff and see if I can make any sense of it. Like,
well, you're currently not on board the ship. You all kind of departed or disembarked the ship. So you're in the actual hangar bay at the moment.
Do that.
You won't do that. The officer will leave you and walk away. I mean, do you guys want to just? I don't know. I mean, it's up to you entirely what you want to do.
Is there by any chance a handy wall-mounted plan of the ship and the floors mounted to any of the walls?
You are
not in your immediate vicinity. However, Nim will scurry over to where you are and return.
What the fuck are you doing here?
And he just says, I've located your friends in the detention level. I've accessed a control panel. And in 1 hour, the stasis fields are going to go down in the detention bay. I've rigged it to look like a power failure. Once there, I can unlock the doors to get them out, and you'll have to take care of the guards. It won't take them long to realise something isn't right, and they'll dispatch more troops. Also, I've bugged the status fields and the rest of the ship. About 15 minutes after this happens, we'll have 1 hour to escape.
Nice.
Name you beautiful bastard, yeah.
Sounds
Is
a
that
lot
your
like a
satisfaction?
window of opportunity to me.
Yeah,
Is that your satisfaction, Master?
it is. Should we?
Yes.
Is there a way to take the core of the information from this spaceship while we are leaving, in case something happens, so they will not be able to find the information to go back to Vaybaba?
You mean the Crusaders sort of information? You want to sort of access that computer network?
I'm asking to the little robot if he can, if there is like a chip or something that he can pick up. So if we leave the ship and if we never come back, if something happens, so they will not have this information in their hands.
I think she means like when to stop them finding the coordinates and stuff.
So far, they don't have the coordinates because you haven't downloaded
No, but
them.
is there a
Yes.
way
Could be
for us
big ones.
I'm asking him.
maybe we could get Nim to download them, but then
Yeah.
wipe them from the actual ship so that only Nim's got them.
Yeah. So they cannot take the ship without us and find them.
You could certainly get Nim to go aboard your own ship and get rid of any trace evidence. So far, the Imperial ship doesn't have anything. On
No,
where you've
I'm
come
not talking
from.
about the
Yeah.
Imperial ship. I'm talking.
No, I
about...
know. But you could get him to download stuff and wipe it. But then again, if you do that, how are you going to find your way back?
Because that's why he will have it in his memory, so we can go back.
Yeah, but it's like your sat nav, isn't it? If you download, I want to get to London on your sat nav, and then you sort of download that information onto a memory stick and take the memory stick out, the sat nav's not going to be able to find it. So you kind of need the ship to know where it's going.
That's the point. If we connect it back to the ship, can we find our way back? So it's
if you were to reconnect it, yeah. But I mean, I think the more important thing, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think the more important thing to do would be to get rid of the tracking device. If you get rid of the tracking device, then they can't track where you are.
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't
You don't
even
need to worry about-
necessarily need to do that right away. We can always fly away and then get someone more qualified.
I know. I was
to do
just
that.
thinking, just for the sake of being sure that they will not, take our ship and go away.
Well, if we take it, we could take it back down to the planet. I'm sure
Yeah.
that
That's fine.
Dragon Man
Dragon
will have
Man.
some buddies.
Okay, so next order of business seems to be how do we get from here to the detention center in that time frame without alerting all the guards?
You also have to remember you're expected at a meeting.
Or imminently.
You have 1 hour to decide how you're going to do this. Well, in fact, you don't even have an hour to decide. You have to get this done
Right,
in an
so
hour.
Okay, Nim.
can we go and see the prisoners on like just a sort of visitor basis?
Are you asking me, the DM, or are you asking the group?
The group.
So we can do that, but
try.
this might cause any, they might realize that something is happening. I just want to maybe Nim, have you mapped the ship? Do you know if there are any corridors and how the rotation of the guards is? So if we sneak into the prisoners, is there a way that we can sneak there, depending how the guards are going around, and is it a way so we don't need to let them know that we're going to see them? Because if we ask to see the prisoners, they might become suspicious that we have something in our mind.
Maybe we could just tell them that, quite honestly, we don't know enough about the ship we rode in on to know where to look for the coordinates. Maybe one of the crew members might be able to tell us. That is the information they are after. It is where to get the information. It's a legitimate reason to go and speak to them, I think.
Nim will tell you that I do not know the rotation of the guards. It's not information that's in the computer systems like that. All I can tell you is the brig or detention level is a highly restricted area. Only certain people with certain clearances can go in there. So if you go in there, you're going to have to expect resistance.
Do you know who is able to go in there? Do you know
Only
these
certain.
people? Can you upload them so we can see who these people are?
Well, you wouldn't know what uploading is.
Yes.
You come from
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
a medieval type society, but
Ding.
it's okay. It's that. No, I cannot tell you. It's just certain guards have certain clearances to get into certain places. If you're gonna go, you're gonna have to go in, and you're gonna go in hard, and you're gonna have to expect resistance.
Okay. So we don't know. You don't have any photographs of them.
You don't even know what a photograph is.
I know.
And he's like,
A picture,
no.
like a drawing. Can you do a drawing of them? How they look like?
No, this isn't like a case of like this is like anyone that's in that department. So it's not like specific
Okay.
people necessarily.
Well, I think we should, like, personally, maybe it's better to sneak there. We can
I don't
always
think
ask.
I mean, we can try, but if we don't make it, it's not the
Sneaking-
end of
We're
the
a little
road, if we-
bit. We're not really inconspicuous people.
But sneaking isn't really going to help you anyway, because you're like walking down corridors of a ship with guard. Sneaking's not really going to be, unless you're like climbing through like the Jeffrey tubes sort of thing.
That's right. We can always do what Walter suggested, that we need the information from them.
In the ship hold, is that just like equipment, machinery, and stuff?
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff.
Can I find a clipboard?
There would be something somewhere that's like a clipboard.
Okay. So I'm going to take this clipboard, and we're going to walk with purpose, like we have somewhere to be.
I just want to strut.
I will remind you, the clock is ticking, and you have been summoned to a meeting.
Yeah, Walter. We can start with a clipboard, walk in a purpose towards the area, and if they stop us, we can say what Walter suggested, that we really need the information from them because we have no idea
Yeah,
what to do. And these are,
Kizik's a goblin, right?
yes,
He is.
And the ship is goblin made, so
yeah, and we can, and if they
Like
stop
that.
us, and if they stop us, we can be really like
If they
urgently
stop
like,
us,
unless you
I
want
can
the
be a little bit
information.
stabby.
Yes, but before we get stabbed, we can become like.
Okay,
And
this sounds like a plan. Who's got a clipboard?
let's go.
I like this futuristic
Follow
world with
me.
like goblin-made spacecraft and stuff, and we're basically
Let's
got a piece
go.
of cardboard with PU leather on it and a sheet of paper and a pen. Let's go.
I walk along, looking all official. Towards
So
the
you're
detention
heading detention bay. Cool. So you make your way through the ship, and I think Nim would probably not power down, but he would probably hang around behind, sort of attached to the back of Keenan, perhaps, and sort of direct you. It would direct you to where you need to go,
Nick?
and you sort of go through corridors, maybe a few elevators, thing, and eventually.
Turn left at the next junction.
Pretty much. You arrive at a security sort of wall, if you will. Like there's 3 or 4 guards, and they're all sort of stood near this doorway in this corridor. And yeah, I mean they'll notice you arriving, and halt. What can we do for you?
We're looking for a goblin prisoner who was brought in recently. He's got information that we need in regards to a ship.
Okay. Have you got clearance to be here?
Honestly, I don't know. We're fairly new. Mel Norris told us to find some coordinates on a ship, and here we are.
The goblin in questions. I don't know why I've got your voice. The goblin in questions was one of the ones who helped make the ship. He should hold the information we need.
Seems plausible. Let me just check it out with my officer. And he sort of puts his hand up to the side of his helmet again, and as you've seen him do before, he's a group of Malnoris' special guests are here looking for the goblin. They can be trusted. Okay. And he puts his hand out and said, "Okay, you can."
Sorry, it's just a new side of D&D. It's just one side of a phone call.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't hear what's going on in their heads. I mean,
I'll get the X. Love you too.
I'll be home before it gets dark.
So you're clear to go through. You can interrogate the prisoner.
Thank you. Let's go.
I do like a very obvious tick on the clipboard and make my way in.
So you go through this doorway, and what you're sort of faced with is a long corridor with loads of these like force fields, like you saw previously. Loads. It's a really long corridor, and it just comes to an end. And there's all these like force fields and rooms the other side of the force fields, and you can sort of walk down. And there's a couple of guards patrolling up and down, and eventually you find Keswick in one chamber, and in the other chamber, Vapor, Breeze, Claxel, and what's his name, Sedobran Starforge.
What's it looking like with regards to non-prisoners in this area? Is it just a corridor? Is there a guard? What is there?
Well, as I said, it's a long corridor, and there's a few guards walking up and down there.
No, but I mean, are they? So they're coming past every so many minutes or seconds, or
yeah, they're just up and down,
kind of a
patrol-y,
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's a fairly wide corridor. It's about 20 feet wide, so there's room for you to walk down it and then to pass you.
And the prisons were the bars were just kind of like a transparent force fieldy kind of thing, weren't they?
It's just a force field. Yeah, there's like a force field wall.
Name.
Yeah, they haven't got bars. This is a dry cruise.
Name. Is there a way to take down these barriers?
I think you said they're going to go down at the end of an hour anyway.
Okay.
He sort of very quietly says, "You'll have to take out the guards for me to be able to bring down the barriers."
How many guards can we see in this walking up and down? If we've been here
at the moment, you got 2 guards obviously walking up and down this corridor. There are 4 guards outside the door that you just came through. Whether there's any more, you don't know at the moment.
But if we can't take them out, I've got absolutely nothing to wear.
I suggest we get them both over at the same time to subdue, rather than them raising the alarm.
I will say at this point, Brian, if you want to try and get their attention, you notice that they're very obviously different from the rest of the guards and officers. This is your time.
You're also muted.
That would help, yeah. So I stand up, kind of in a cell, maybe across from where you guys are. Can they hear through the force? I'm assuming they could hear through the force fields, yeah.
Yeah, you can shout for it and talk for it.
Yeah. So I shout over to try and get their attention, and ask, look, who's in charge? Who's you guys' leader?
We don't have a leader. We are kind of a group.
Do you want to tell us what race you are, what you look like to these guys?
So at the moment, I'm just in prison guard, so it'll just be the kind of prison guard. But yeah, he's got maybe just under 6 feet tall, kind of long dark hair, a beard that looks like it's probably normally well kept, but it's got a bit scruffy since he's spent some time behind bars. A handsome looking chap, doesn't strike you as intimidating. He's not massive or anything like that, but he's human. And he's, as I say, he's trying to get your attention at the moment to see what you guys are up to. Realises something that's not quite going on with the guards.
Should you not be on this side of the barriers? You're dressed like those lot.
It's the same uniform that you wore when you were in prison.
Oh, that. I thought you meant like the
Yeah.
actual guard
No.
uniform, sorry.
No,
Prison guard.
prisoner.
Ah.
Garb.
Oh,
I'm
garb.
behind.
I thought you said guard, sorry.
Garb.
Garb.
It's the Outlander accent.
How did you
Go, Ben.
how did you end up here? What happened to you?
No, I was pinched doing a bit of this, bit of that. Nothing particularly bad. Just wrong place, wrong time.
And how can you help us if we take you out?
Well, I have certain skills, but what would you need me? What do you need?
We
Do you know what
need
you need?
to take out some prisoners and take them with us and leave this place.
Okay, so got guards coming down. What if? Do you need the guards distracted?
We could do with both of them in one place at one time.
So
At this point, they are walking. They are walking towards you.
Sorry, Ram, you want to say there?
I'll just say over the ring, mainly to Logan, if we can knock them out and hold them up to not cause a ruckus, make it look like they're just still standing there, that would be perfect.
I'm going to start banging about the cell to get the guards' attention to focus on me as they're going by.
As you do that, they sort of, as the one approaching the group sort of, no talking to the prisoners to the regular party, and he takes out some sort of weird baton and starts smashing the force field of your cells. Like, don't talk to them, scum.
So as I'm starting to try and get their attention and calling them various not very nice names. The two guards try to get them to focus on me so that they basically put their backs to that group and they can do whatever they want to do.
One of the guards will say to you, "Are you gonna play up? Do we need to set an example here?"
Come, bring it, big man.
Clearly, you didn't catch up with the episodes from last time.
Are you
Well,
able
I'm trying to
sort
get
him
them.
out?
I'm trying to get their attention so that you guys can do what you need to do. So
he reaches for
Okay,
that
as he reaches for
same
the lightning
thing.
switch, I'm gonna jab him in the side of the gut as hard as I can with a stunning strike.
So that's a sneak attack.
Oh,
So you get advantage on that, I believe. Sneak attacks.
while he's doing that, is the other one currently at this cell, or is he still coming over?
I think I'm right. No, he was going the other way, but he's sort of paying attention. Sorry, I'm going to double check I'm right on sneak attack. Surprise attack. Sorry, it's a surprise round, isn't it? Surprise.
So it's just a free action, essentially.
Yeah. I'm being stupid. Yeah. That's right. Yes, it's a free. Have a go at him.
Okay, that's 18 to hit.
18 hits.
It does 8 damage.
Well, what I'm going to say is that because you take this guy by surprise, rather than go for hit points on this guy, I'm going to say that as you hit him, you get past his armor anyway. You can do something of your choice to disable him. So you could maybe wrap your arm around his throat, break his neck. You could do anything of that sort of nature if you want to.
Okay.
I'll give you that because you've got past his AC and you're trying to be quiet about this stuff. So
Okay, I'm going to go for a. If I can, then I'll try wind him and attack his throat to stop him calling out.
Yep.
And then I guess hold him from behind, sort of not in a really obvious way, but kind of hold him up and restrain him a little bit.
Okay. If you're going to try just to restrain him, I'll give you advantage on strength check, just to... obviously you've winded him and all that sort of stuff. I'll give you advantage, and it's probably going to succeed, because I've rolled really badly for that.
Oh, good job I got advantage. I rolled a 1 first. 10.
Yeah, you succeed. You succeed. If it wasn't an advantage, you would have failed. But no, you succeed.
How far's the other one away?
He was like interested in what was going on, but he has to stick to his duty. So he's just like he's looked over and then he's just carried on.
Did he leave?
No, he's not left. He's still in the corridor with you, but he's walking away on his patrol still, and he's going to turn around and come back in the next few seconds. He's not like far away.
Can I get close behind him without him noticing?
Give me a stealth check.
Logan, if I see you trying, I touch your hand and I say, "Can you give me a second? I can try something."
Yeah, I'll creep up with the intent on getting close, but I'll let you try your thing.
Okay. He needs to do wisdom saving throw, please.
Well, how is this going off? So have we got Logan
I'm
sneaking up, and then as a reaction,
just sort of walking that way?
Yeah.
But
what I'm saying is Lily's reaction.
No,
is this like a reaction by Lily?
That's my action.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is this a reaction to Logan already sneaking, or are you doing this before he starts sneaking?
So when I saw him moving that way, I called him and I said, "Give me a moment so I can try something."
Okay, so these things go off at the same time.
Yeah,
yes.
So I'm walking down
that's
there
fine.
trying to be quiet. But
so these two things go off at the same time. I've already rolled for his perception, so I want a stealth check from Logan.
19.
That's the first thing. 19, cool. And what is Lily doing then?
He needs to do a wisdom saving throw, please.
Right, that's fine. That is a straight 6.
He's Lily is casting polymorph to him, and he's now a sheep.
A sheep.
Cool.
And I said to
I imagine
Logan,
he's
grab him now and tie him.
right. You've got 1 round basically to stop this thing from bleeding because so oppose strength basically. So you go strength roll right now.
But it will run away, so the sheep is easier.
My strength is a 13.
Yeah, this thing bucks and breaks free from you and is bleeding. At which point the 4 guards from the initial doorway, they can hear this. Like, what the fuck is going on? They come through the door and they see that there's 1 guard being held up by Keenan and there's a sheep in the corridor.
Can I punch this sheep?
At this point, I don't think it really matters. We're going to roll initiative because... sorry, go on. I want to say, go on.
No, it's okay. We'll roll initiative. It's too late for that sort of reaction. It's fine.
No. If you have a reaction, I'm quite happy for react. These guys just walk, like they've come through the door, like, what the fuck is that noise? And then they've seen this scene. If there's anything you want to do before that goes off,
yeah.
If you want to, as a surprise round, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm just going to fireball the buggers.
Cool. You can get, okay, free action. Yeah, go for it. Fireball them.
So, wait a second. Fireball. So, dex save, please.
Cool. Let me see. I'll just do group 1, straight 9 for all 4 of them.
I should have made him a snake.
That's a straight fail, so they can take a fireball in the face.
Yeah.
Right, it's just taking a minute to roll all those dice.
That's cool.
29 damage each.
2 damage each. They all fall in. They sort of parts of not the armor itself, but maybe the underarm or something like that catches, and you sort of hear them as they all sort of fall. What's that? What we had this problem before, wasn't it, with firebolts? What was the word? Is it? It's not emulsification, is it? Something like that. But
Immolation.
Engulfed.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah. They literally burn to death in their armor. It's almost like boiling a turtle or something like that.
What?
You cook it in its own skin, basically. In its own shell.
Went for lobster.
Yeah, lobster. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking like turtle bisque, but
it's like playing cricket with a badger. Obviously.
At which point I'll put up one finger to my lips and just blow on it like,
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a cool move. I like that. So that's cool. You've done that, and they've gone down. Those 4 guys are down.
You
but
can
sheep.
slaughter the sheep.
I'm gonna stab the sheep. Can I stab the sheep? Or do I have to run through initiative for this?
No, I would be happy if you just said I drew a knife and slashed its throat because it's a sheep. I mean, at this point, it's a sheep.
Join the party. They could be
However, polymorph. When you polymorph, if you get rid of the HP of that creature, it then returns to its previous form with its original HP. Is that not right?
Can I beat the sheep unconscious?
So
hang on, this is the beta.
So this is the druidic. What you say, it's when you polymorph as a druid on the spell. What it says is that the transformation lasts for the duration or until the target drops to 0 hit points or dies. So it depends how you want to do it.
That makes sense. I know if you wild shape, you wild shape from the dragon, whatever's on top. Yeah.
And you die.
That's cool. Okay, so
if I kill it, it stays.
Polymorph is different. Polymorph is different. If you slaughter this sheep, it will die. And I'm going to say yes. You could absolutely take a knife and go across its throat, and that's it. It's done.
Consider it done.
I will,
just one swift movement. It's just like.
Cool.
Jeez, man, you guys are dark. So, like, I was only trying to get attention to the guards. You guys have what the earth?
If you've seen what we've seen, we need to. We can't afford to mess and tarry. Kanan, make Nim do his thing.
I'll first of all, I'll peel the helmet off the guy that I'm still holding. Put it on just so I can listen in on comms.
I like that.
And just keep this guy like conscious but quiet in case we need like handprints or retina scans or whatever.
There's no talk of anything awry. The only thing you can hear is maybe talk of engineering is investigating a power outage in the detention level. At this point, there is no indication that anything's wrong.
So can we see that the force fields have dropped at this point?
No, Nim hasn't done his thing yet because you haven't instructed him to.
Could we just
have done that? Sorry.
Could we just push this guy's hand on the pad or scan his card or whatever? And...
Yeah. So just to answer Branch's question, so Nim was only disabling the things with the guise of a power. He made it look like a power output.
I'm with you.
But it was actually that he disabled the thing.
Right.
He said if you distract the guards, he'll be able to disable the force fields as well to release the prisoners. Now to go back to what Keenan was saying, it's not so simple as that. It's sort of like a computer console. So as you sort of explore the area, Nim will sort of rush off ahead of you, and there's like at the end of the corridor, the far end of the corridor, there's a separate room which seems to have all sorts of equipment in it, maybe from the prisoners. I mean, you can sort of see perhaps bits of clothing that Claxall was wearing, that sort of thing, that indicates that could be a storeroom. But there's also a command room where the guards would maybe take a break or something like that. And in there's a console, and Nim will sort of patch into it and do various bits, maybe plug things into it, a bit like R2-D2 maybe, with like a little thing that comes out and on the console. But eventually, you hear the force fields go down, and then you just hear this uproar, all these different cells. And then there was like 20, 30 cells in here, and they were all full of different prisoners.
Yay!
So you've like instigated a prison riot.
Oh,
This isn't a case of like he could individually take down one. All these
They're
doors have
all
gone down.
I think we should.
So this
drag
is a
the
distraction
bodies
now.
Of the mind you, it's not like we're not going to get found out shortly. I don't think moving the bodies is going to help us.
Can we?
What's your name, fella? And he gestures to you, vagabond.
That's Josiah, my good man. I take it you probably don't want to be hanging about here very long.
Definitely.
Yes, I agree. Come on, let's save introductions for later. Get all the code to the ship and get the flock off this boat.
Very quick question: can you fight?
So, if I can find my equipment, yeah, that's
From what we
There's
saw,
all your
down
storage
there,
room right
in
there.
the storage room
All your
with the other
gear is going to
guys.
be, it's in that
Yeah.
room. I didn't actually get round to, we didn't talk about futuristic gear.
yeah. 'Cause you
On your
said-
character, you had a rapier. Do you want like a vibro sword?
yeah,
That's-
that would be cool.
I think.
Nah.
if I-
A vibro blade.
Ah,
is 2D+.
yeah, why not?
Whatever proficiency
let me
is.
see. What was the vibro sword? I think it
It's
was
2d8 plus proficiency.
2d8 plus. So it'll be 2d8 plus whatever your proficiency is.
Yep, cool. So
Just make a note of that. Make a note for yourself.
I'm just getting a pencil. I mean, I have one.
So, we've got all our entire crew back, as in the goblin and the dragon dude.
Everyone is banded together. They're all in that storeroom raiding their stuff. And you've got all these other prisoners who are like now just making their way out of the detention. They're causing a distraction. They're just going out of the detention center.
I say
So
we
they're
get back to
drawing
our ship
attention.
as fast as possible, all of us.
Yeah.
Nim,
Go, go, go.
you too.
Let's do that.
I mean, you start hearing after a couple of minutes of these
Collapsing him.
guys like running out, all these prisoners escaping. You start hearing alarms going off, and the whole ship is on alert to like
Let's go. Let's run.
things have gone down.
Come on, Captain. Let's run.
Let's
I'll
go.
scoop up Nim and collapse him and put him in a pocket. Donk this random guard on the head and F off.
Keswick would probably say to you, have they brought both our ships aboard?
Absolutely.
Okay. He looks at Josiah and he just says, "Hey, you seem to do you know how to fly?"
Yes. Why, are you looking for a pilot?
These guys are. We're gonna get in our ship. You get in your ship, their ship, and I want you to fly them and follow us.
Can do. So
I'm gonna.
lead on.
Yeah, no, carry on. Go on. Sorry.
Lead the way. Let's roll.
Make sure you get on your guns if
I've
you've
got-
got any vapor breeze.
And also, we need to remove the. We need to remove the device, the tracking.
The tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we get there, bloop, out Nim.
As you're all sort of like getting ready to run, you just see stomping out from the command room where all the gear was. A Klaxor sort of stomps out, and he sort of fastens his light sword thing on his wrist, and as it comes out, he's, I am ready to kill some scum.
Is there anything we can do about the God Hammer, or are we just getting the fuck out of here right now?
I'm assuming it's on Mal Norris's person, so
Yeah.
We'll think about that later. Then let's leave.
Let's leave. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the overconfident Klaxor would, we could take him. Let's do it. Let's find him. Let's kill him.
Let's go. Let's
Just
go.
come with us.
We have an
It's a-
opportunity to bring down the Emperor. We should do it now.
Oh, we will, Klaxor. We'll bring him down, but we need to gather our forces.
He's sort of chanting to sort of weaklings.
Come on, Klaxon. Let's go.
So as you all sort of run off down the corridor, this huge dragonborn behind you, boom, 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 boom.
Massive beastie thing.
Well, yeah, because if you remember, I described he had that what was that thing from Mass Effect? That weird, froggy-looking thing with a big Terminator-style armor from 40k. Yeah, he's like that. So he does weigh quite a fair bit. It makes a lot of noise.
Fella.
Cool. You make your way out but guards are, of course, on their way to this area. So we are going to have to roll some initiative, unfortunately, because it's not going to be a straight run to the ship. Cool. Let's do that. I'm going to roll to see how many actually arrive in the first sort of battalion to intercept you. There are 6 of them. So, guard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, I haven't set this encounter up on D&D Beyond, so I have no idea what the initiative order is going to be. So it's going to take me a few seconds just to get things sorted out. Okay, do you guys want to roll initiative? And
27 for me.
Fuck me.
12 for me.
20
Logan's-
more than I got.
27 for Logan, 12 for Lily. Cool. Keenan?
Kanan's on a 7, I think, from what I heard.
7.
16.
Nice.
16 for Josiah. Say 16, sorry.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Cool. And how about Corbs?
23.
Wolfer is on a 23. Cool. Let me just sort these guys out, and then I will. I'll reorganize everything because there's a lot of them, and there's one more of you actually.
Corpse. How do you say Walter's full name?
Walter von der Vogelweide.
Lovely.
Wow.
Okay, so Logan's going on 1. Volta is going on 2. He's going on 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I'm not at max health. Oh dear.
7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. This is going to take a while to get through. Okay, number 1, Logan, top of the round. So you're running down it's just a straight old
Say
corridor.
that
There's
again,
not much
Mikey
going
Crowell.
on.
Running down
Sorry.
It's all right.
Logan, you're up first. You are going down a corridor. You're all going down a corridor. There's no real places to hide. Maybe a doorway with like a foot of lip where you could sort of step into for a little bit of cover. But these guys are coming at you and they see you and then just starting to shoot at
How
you.
far away are they?
They are only 20 feet. You kind of like they've come around a corner and there you guys. Imagine Han and Chewie sort of running around the corridor of Death Star and they see the stormtroopers coming like, shit! And they like
I'm going
just
to
chase
do
out
what
them
I can do and just charge into them.
Yeah, why not? Just go for it.
Go for it.
There are 6 of them so far.
Right. Let's. Okay, first one to hit. 22.
Absolutely hits.
For 17 damage with my vibroblade.
17 damage. Yeah, okay. That cuts into him. Massive damage and maybe peels off quite a large chunk of flesh. Not
Sweet.
dead. 27 you said, wasn't it?
17 damage.
17.
And then a 20 to
Okay.
hit him again. It's on a
Yeah, okay.
follow-up attack.
Is that a crit or a dirty 20?
Dirty. For another
Yeah.
14.
He goes down.
He goes down.
He
And
goes
then
down.
We're going to go pretty crazy. Second guy, we're going to go for 22 to hit.
Yeah, okay. And don't forget we use the cleave rule as well. So if you have anything left over, I'll
Sounds good.
so second guy hits, yeah.
14 damage on him.
Right, yeah.
And then we get a last hit for a bonus action with 18 to hit.
Yep.
And that is a 15 damage on that guy. So 29 total
And
on him.
he goes down too.
We're going to save my other stuff in case we get into more bother. But he's just like sort of dripping in a bit of blood and, you know, huffing and puffing a bit. That's him for this turn.
So you see, like these 6, and for Brian's
These
sort
four
of
big
sake,
swings.
these are like they're like stormtroopers. I sort of described them initially as they like have Mass Effect type armor on, like
Makes me feel a bit more like Halo the way you described it.
what, like Spartan armor.
Like Master Chief Spartan armor, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something like I was thinking like what Shepard wears. That sort of
Yes.
like not that sort of armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Master Chief as well. Yeah, like Spartan armor. But you just see like these 6 troopers come around the corner, start opening fire, and they're in twos. And you just see Logan just rushed into the first 2 and just absolutely decimates them with his sword.
He
after
yells, "Prove your worth!" That's the end of his turn.
well, after Logan, we go into Walther.
Oh yes. Please don't hit me.
Sorry, Logan. Sorry, Logan. No, yeah, I'm just going to Eldritch Blast the next one in the line, I guess.
Yeah, the next one's behind. Yep. As these guys drop, you get the next two exposed.
First one is a Mucky 20.
Yeah.
Which will do... Oh, God, it's so slow. Why are you rolling so slow? Slowly. It's going to roll 12 points of damage.
12, yep. That's respectable.
Is he looking okay after that one?
He's taken the blast and he's sort of like staggered back. Maybe his gun's fallen to his side or something like that.
Then I will hit him with the second blast because, as you know, it's a 3-part blast. So the next one is a 25.
To hit, yeah.
To hit. Which would do... Oh god, D&D Beyond is being remarkably tardy. It is rolling so gently. So that does 11 points of damage.
Yeah. He's sort of dropped to a knee now. He's looking pretty messed up.
I guess then he gets the third barrel of the shotgun. I have the East End Gangster kind of shotgun with the extra barrel, so he's going to get another one in the face. And that one will be a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And it will roll very slowly. It is doing it, honestly. Oh, the browser of doom. Oh, the tension. You could cut it with a knife. What will it roll? It will roll gently a 7 points of final damage.
And this guy goes down too, as he sort of, you battered him with magic, and then poof, up he goes in flame.
Excellent. So you will see the life force being channeled into Volta as he gets a little blast of temporary hit points and looks a little bit healthier than he did before.
I think for a little bit of fluff as well, maybe the lenses on the helmet, they sort of pop out of the eyes, and you see flames erupting out. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why not? Since that is essentially me, I don't think I've got anything else that I can do other than looking suave and dangerous at the back of the group.
Well, it's the troopers next coming up, and the first one seeing this sort of decimation of 3 of his comrades will probably just fall back, retreat, and they start. All of them. Well, I mean, I can't say all of them because obviously it's not their turns yet. But this one certainly starts retreating backwards. But he will shoot at Volta.
Because I was in range.
Your reach is 5 feet, isn't it?
10 foot.
10 foot. Well, the first 2 rows were taken out.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. The first. No, you would do. Yeah, because the first row was 5 feet from you, and that was taken out. And this was only one of the second row. So, yeah, you would get opportunity as he falls back.
Woohoo! Sorry.
So you can make an attack.
24 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Yes! 14 damage.
14 damage, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's all I can do on an op.
So you saw as he falls back, you slam your sword into him, and he's like, oh, and grabs it where it hit. But he will raise his gun one-handed, perhaps, and try and hit. He's going to shoot at Volta. Does a 16 hit Volta?
Yeah, it hits.
It hits. Okay, cool. So it's 48 piercing as his gun starts going bang, 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 bang. I wouldn't say with disadvantage, unfortunately, because he has retreated back already from Logan. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage as this hail of gunfire just comes in your direction.
Fine.
So that was Volta. That was number 3. So number 4 is Josiah.
So I, when D&D Beyond decides to catch up. We'll move into melee range with the nearest guy to me, and I'm going to swing the sword at him and try and do as much damage as I can.
Cool, yeah. So you charge forward over the bodies of the others, and as they're retreating, you slam into them with your sword as well.
Yep, and that is 26 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
And then it's 2d8 plus proficiency.
2d8 plus, yeah, whatever your proficiency is. For a bit of fluff for you, these vibro swords, they look like a katana, say. But when you sort of activate it, they sort of vibrate violently. Make a soaring action.
Kind of buzz. Kind of buzzing. So,
Chainsaw katana.
Pretty much.
It's 17 damage.
17 points of damage. I'm going to assume you're hitting the first one you come to, which will be the one Corbs.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Corbs. Logan already hit. So that one goes down. Absolutely no problem. And as I said, we're using cleave. So as you strike through this guy and he goes down, you kind of have enough momentum to swing into the next guy and do a little bit of damage to him as well.
Yep. Okay. When I just at that, I'll then give a wee, because obviously Logan had shouted, "Prove my worth." We'll give him a wee salute.
Cool.
As he's all blooded up, he'll nod at you with a proper smirk on his face, like impressed.
Well, with that, we go to the next two troopers. They're next in the order. So they're falling back. They don't get any opportunity attacks because they're already away from you. They're going to fall back 10 feet. And then the first one is going to fire at Logan with only a 12 to hit, which I'm guessing misses.
It deflects off my Dragonhide's armor.
Cool. And then the next one will go for Josiah. Only a 7 to hit.
Right, yeah, no, that's like... that's me giving it... Hey.
Cool. So their guns are up, they've fired, they're falling back, but they haven't done anything so far. We go to Lily.
How big is the corridor? What are the dimensions? I mean,
it's only
wide?
like 10 feet wide, and then but it's really quite long.
That's fine. I just wanted how wide it was. Anyway, okay. So, how are the troops arranged?
There's only 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fleeing. They're facing you, but they're fleeing backwards.
Okay, and how far are they from our party that they are near them?
The closest now is 30 feet.
So there are 30 feet between.
There's 30 feet between Logan and Josiah and these troopers.
Good. Okay.
They were 10 feet away and they fled back 20 feet.
All right. And how much distance is between them?
Well, they're shoulder to shoulder because it's like I said, 10-foot corridor, 5-foot spaces each.
Good.
They're shoulder to shoulder.
So I point one of the troopers, and a piece of ice goes out of Lily's hands and goes straight to the trooper, and I need to do a spell range attack.
Chilling.
16, does it hit?
16 just hits.
Good. So,
Nice to meet you.
He takes 1 to 10 piercing damage, and when it hits him, then it explodes in shards, and both of them take. They must do a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yep, I know the spell. So you roll the damage, and I'll tell you what the dex saves are. While Bane is figuring out that damage, just thank you to the 2 people who have subscribed to the stream this evening.
So
thank you, guys.
So the guy, the first one, takes 6 piercing damage.
Uh-huh.
And what about their dexterities?
A 19 and a 50.
So the 19 saves, but the 15 loses and takes 8 cold damage.
Cool. So the initial damage was, what was it? Sorry, it was 5, wasn't it?
6 piercing.
6 plus 8, yeah?
Sorry?
No worries. 6
Yes.
plus 8 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No worries. After Lily, if there's nothing else, we go around to Kanan.
Me!
Sorry, it's a long combat. There's a lot of people involved.
That's all right. So both of those two guys still up, yeah?
They're both still up. One's now the one that got hit with the ice shard is like holding his side, and you can see he's wounded.
So I'm gonna sprint down the corridor like a bullet from a gun. Just before I get to where the pile of bodies are, I'm gonna sort of jump up against the wall and then off the wall over the head of the first guy. And I get 2 attacks, and then I'm going to spend a key point to do flurry of blows, so it's another 2. So the first 2, as I'm running, I'm going to shoot, and then when I'm above the first guy, shoot down onto the top of this guy's head. With the
Cool. I'd say Logan
range
and Logan and Asai probably see like wall run from behind them because they're in front of you, so he's like wall run over the top of them. Yeah. And then you do your blast into the sky as you go over the top.
So one of the blasts misses. I rolled 1 on that one.
Baba.
The other one was 28.
That hits. Absolutely.
Was it plus 10? Yeah, it's plus 10. So the one that hit does that not add the 5 on its own? Oh, I rolled a 3. Yes, it does. It does 8 damage. I then land between the 2 if I can, and I 2 strikes onto the back guy.
So you hit 28 to hit, but only 8 damage.
Yeah, I know. It's punching. It is what it is. So the first elbow to his groin misses. I rolled another. Second one's an 18 to hit. For a 9 damage.
So how do you kill that guy?
Okay, I was going to stun him, but I guess I don't need to.
Does he die from just being punched in the balls really hard?
Like rupture something.
I'm not rising to your bait.
Cool. So this guy goes down. Maybe a rupture a testicle or something. So you got the one remaining guy.
1 key point. Confirm. Yeah, that's all I can do. That's me.
Cool. So there's one guy up. We have come full circle, I believe, and we are back at Logan, and then we'll be Walther, Josiah,
He
Lily.
won't survive that long.
Here come the nat ones.
Blast him
Okay.
with a fucking crit. Yes. And look, I did a new thing. I can show my dash rolls on screen. Oh.
Can you?
Yeah.
I rolled 2 nat 1s in
You
that
can't see it
turn.
on the stream, but
I am looking at the stream. I haven't seen your dice rolls
it'll
yet.
come up in a second because of stream delay. But nat 20 plus 5.
Ooh.
Sweet. So don't forget max damage and then dice roll.
Eldritch is 2d10 plus 5. So the dice roll is 17, and then the max damage is 25.
It's 1d10.
Is it 1d10? Oh no, it auto rolls it then. Sorry. So we'll do
1d10 plus 25.
No. It was me not realizing that D&D Beyond auto rolls it twice rather than gives you a max and a.
Well, yeah, it's not designed to do that. That's just a house rule, crit
so
rule.
we're having a 15 and a 7 altogether. So 22.
15, 22. This guy looks fucked up from that.
And then, do you know what? I suppose I could stab him. He's 20 foot away from me right now, isn't he? He's not moved further.
No, he's 30 feet away. The
30
back guys
foot.
were 30 feet away.
Yeah, I'll definitely go and stab him up.
Slaughter him.
Slaughter him. I'm going to use my old sword as well, just for like old time's sake. 29 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to roll this, if I need to roll it because of how much damage he's already took, but I get to roll this 3 times.
Okay. What's the dice you're rolling?
2d6 plus 5 3 times over. So a minimum of 15.
I would imagine that just from
kind of
pure annoyance, you've blasted him, and everyone else just sees Logan as this guy sort of reeling from the hit. It's like, oh! Logan just walks up to him and just shoves the sword through his midsection.
Finally, is
he shoves the sword through the midsection, and it just strength alone, you just lift him off the floor up on this sword and just fucking throw him on the floor.
Just letting out this massive sort of roar as he does it.
I think that's so cool.
Love it.
That's the coolest way of doing it.
Roar.
These guys are fucking dead. And you see this officer guy that comes around the corner with like this little handgun type thing, and he just looks at this scene and looks at all of you. He's like, well, fuck this, and he just turns around and runs.
Good choice, good choice.
What guns do they have? Are they usable?
So I said they had bolters, which are effectively like your Space Marine 40k type bolters, these great big machine gun type things. They're pretty unwieldy. The armor allows them to. The armor has like enhancements within it to allow them to wield these things. But you on your own, you wouldn't be proficient in it anyway because you're not
possible. Is it possible, right, for me to take one of the dead guys and one of these guns into the bag of holding?
No.
Why
that
do you
bag of holding? That bag of holding's
with...
brimming anyway.
It's not.
I told you before. You need to clear that out. That is full of stuff.
Oh, it's got a fucking bolt in it. I forgot about that.
You got all sorts in that bag.
And a very
it's got to come
rotten
out.
rock bird.
Guys, I think right now would be a great time to take a quick break. I really need to go for a pee. And we can come back in 5 minutes and crack on with escaping the ship.
I'll chuck us onto a bio break screen and we'll have a 5-minute timer.
Yeah, great stuff.
Speak to you all soon.
Right.
Welcome back to Vaybaba Season 2, Episode 30. After our break where we gave everyone 5 minutes and only a couple of us are back because we're good at timekeeping. I've got a Chinese. The shit is proverbially kind of hit the fan now as the entire ship's on alert. We've got basically an army to either sneak around or cut our way through or whatever happens. basically a god of creation on there somewhere. But we have got our crew back and our weapons, and we've also semi-recruited our friend Vagabond over here, Josiah. While we're waiting for Dan, you can actually tell us a little bit about something about you if you want.
So pretty much, yeah. You don't really know much about what I've said. It's just wrong place, wrong time. Bit of ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving. But he's the best damn pilot you'll ever find.
Dan to Dan, we've got Dan back. Steve Corbs, are you there?
I am here.
You
Why
are
would
there.
have been anywhere else?
In that case, Mike, take it away, dearest.
Take it away, Ernie.
Take it away, man.
Yeah, thanks and welcome back to part 2 of Easy Rollers. Episode 30. And I mean, if you weren't here for part 1, then what have you been doing with your life? I mean, this is exciting stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Cool. So I suppose a little recap for anyone that is joining us now. So these guys were left sort of one of the ship. They've had some information about where they were trying to rescue these other guys from the NPCs in the detention level. They've gone down there. The shit's hit the fan. They've subdued people. And fought their way out of the detention level, basically, with a load of fleeing prisoners, creating a distraction, effectively. And they've just defeated a group of troopers in a corridor as they make their way back towards the hangar.
Defeat is such a loose term.
Defeat is a loose term. You massacred them. So cool. I mean, yeah, you sort of leave this corridor, you make your way through. You're not with Clax or anything like that. They've kind of gone ahead with the other prisoners. Get out of here as fast as possible. You eventually make your way through these corridors. You see some sort of like troopers, maybe lone troopers, and they maybe try and open fire, but then think better of it and flee. You haven't seen more mass groups of them. You make your way down to the hangar bay, and there's this one lone trooper stood in the hangar bay, and he's wearing the same armor, but it's all in black, all in black, with a red sort of like strip right down the middle, literally right down the middle.
Hey,
and
he comes with instructions on how to cut him in half, guys.
And he starts doing all this. He takes out this like handle from his belt, like a lightsaber type thing, like a double-bladed type thing. But it looks more like a sword rather than a lightsaber. It's not like a beam of light. It's just these two like blades. And he sort of like starts swinging it all around, and he says, "I am the Emperor's." yeah, Indiana Jones style. I am the Emperor's chosen. You think you're going to leave this place alive? You are traitors.
And we are not his chosen, and you will die. Just move on, please. We need to leave.
We will see. Let's roll initiative. Cool. Logan, what are you going on?
16 is my initiative.
Oh, interesting.
14 mine.
16. 14 for Lily.
18 for me.
18 for Josiah. What about Volta?
23.
Oops. Volta is 23.
I can only roll a nat 20 on a bloody initiative roll twice in a sodding roll.
Well, you got to get them out there somewhere. You see, like as you arrive, guys, there. Keswick, the Keswick, not Keswick, but the Keswick is not in the hangar bay. They've they've got out already. Perhaps the combat slowed you down enough that they've got an advantage. What you do see in the distance is as the Kazakh whiz past the hangar bay, you assume there may be some sort of force field there or something protecting you from space. But you then see it being pursued by these dart-like things after it. And they're like sleek dart type shaped like cones with these little wings on the back, and they will whiz past shooting at it. But this guy, yeah, he's there waving his this sword thing around. Volta, you are going to act first.
Well, okie dokie, that's very nice, I guess. What we shall try and do, just as I frantically reach for this. Yeah, so I'm going to hit him with 3 Eldritch Blasts in the face, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one will be rather gently and rather slowly. Oh dear, that's not good. An 11.
Yeah, that you see the armor, it just blasts off of the armor, the energy from that bolt.
Right.
The second one, and rather improbably again, is a second nat 1 in a row for an 11.
Yeah, again, pings off.
And the third one, I think, will not be a nat 1. If I get 3 nat 1s in a row, I'm going to go sulking and sit down for the rest of the day. In a corner. The third one is a 22 to hit.
22?
Yes, 22.
Narrowly hits.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
So he takes the Eldritch Blast damage, which will be epic, I'm sure, when it eventually rolls. Or maybe
It's
not epic. It is so gently rolling. It is.
The dice roller on there is very temperamental.
It is a little
It's
bit.
really
So
good when it works.
it's fantastic. But so it's 6 points of Eldritch Blast damage. However, because I got a hit on him, I am going to hurl him through hell.
Ooh.
Okay.
So with the Eldritch Blast, I point the Eldritch Blasty finger at him, and he is hurled through the lower planes and disappears from view for a turn until my next turn.
You have effectively banished him.
Yeah, I've sent him to hell for a little holiday.
So is that the end? So when you're at the top of the round, so when it comes back to you,
it will be
he'll come back.
He'll come back at my turn.
Back.
Yeah.
Cool.
But when he comes back, he takes 10d10 psychic damage.
Well, he's right in the middle of an initiative, so it's going to go Walter, Josiah, him, Logan, Lily, and Keenan, who I actually didn't ask what your thingy was, did I? Well, at least I haven't made a note of it. Either way, you've all got a round to flee to your ship, if you wish.
I think that's the wisest thing if everyone agrees.
I think that's
the
only thing.
Let's go.
If I've still got movement at the end of my turn, I might as well use my movement as well.
Well, this is what I mean. At this point, I'm just saying, because he's banished until your next turn. You're at the top of the round. You might as well all just go, well, we're fleeing, and run into the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Josiah, get everything underway as fast as you can. Kanan, can you get Nim to lose that tracker? And I'll get on is there some kind of ship defense on the little ship?
Right, well, you'll jump on board the ship, unless Volta's got any other ideas.
So if we jump aboard the ship, can I do something, or is it on my next turn?
Well, I just want to see if Volta's okay, because obviously he banished this guy, so is there anything else Volta needs to do or wants to do before we...
No, I'm guessing that if we get back on the ship, we'll be essentially out of his line of sight, and when he returns, he can take 49 points of damage for whatever he's standing on.
Okay, cool. Fine, okay. Okay, go, Lily. What was you going to say?
So if we are all in the ship, I put just outside of the entrance wall of thorns.
Outside the entrance of the ship?
Yeah, so if he tries to come in,
okay,
he will need to go through the wall of thorns.
I wouldn't worry too much, because once you're on board, you can slam a button on the inside, and the hatch or the loading ramp sort of raises. And I think Josiah probably jump straight to the cockpit, and if you want to, you don't have to.
No,
Yeah, just straight up the pilot seat. And
So the way I
let's
describe the
this.
ship, just for your benefit, the cockpit is like one big room at the front of the ship.
Yep.
You said a funny word. It's just one big room at the front of the ship, and there's like all these like displays and all that sort of stuff in there. There's a great big map room, big map sort of screen there behind. Yes, I know. Good lord.
It's staying forever.
the cockpit.
Not a penis and balls.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So you sort of sit down in this chair, and you can look out the front, and got the consoles there, and then there's a big screen behind that with all the maps and stuff on it of the area or wherever the ship wants to take you. But you sort of take off and then sort of lift off, and you blast out into space. And you get on the comms come through from Claxel, and you sort of hear from him, we're under attack. They've dispatched fighters. We must get rid of them before we can flee fully. Get rid of those coordinates off your system, perhaps, if you can. Make it secret. Do something. I don't know. We must find you. I want you to get back to your planet, but you must do something to stop them from... Yeah, not penis and balls. Yeah, no. We must do something to stop them from tracking us. Maybe disable that tracker? I don't know. So, before I roll initiative for this space battle, there is Space battle 99.
I was going to ask, did Kanan hear anything through his comms other than panic before we got into the ship? Because he had the helmet on, didn't he?
I don't know, did he?
I don't know, you're the DM.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize you were asking me the question.
Yeah, no,
he
put one of the guards' helmets on just to listen to the guards chatter, but would it have been anything other than find them, get them, round them up kind of thing?
Eventually, yeah. Once they knew the ship was hitting the fan, that's what it would come down to.
Nothing useful for us, though.
Nothing useful for you.
Cool.
So there are some mechanics for this. I've got HPs and ACs for the fighters, the Keswick, and your ship, the Star Runner. And obviously damage outputs for anyone doing guns. Now, shooting, 2 people can make attack rolls for this. This is basically a skill challenge, again, like it was previously. Shooting, 2 people can make attack rolls. You have to do a DC 17 intelligence check. Each round, this decreases by 2 as you become more accustomed to using the armaments on this ship. So whoever's got the highest intelligence may be best doing that. Brian, you are proficient in flying, so you're not going to have to worry too much about checks like that. But you will, if you want to try and avoid taking damage, make a DC 12 dex save, and that will enable the ship to avoid any incoming damage on turn. Any successes on your part is basically makes it plain sailing, and you gain a charge to the FTL drive. You need 3 charges to escape with the FTL. Any failures, you take a D4. You're on D4 on the table here. I've created times 3 failures will result in the FTL drive becoming damaged and non-functional. So there's 4 potential failures. Engineering. With the aid of NIM, anyone can attempt to fix the ship. To remove a failure point on the skill check will require a DC 15 intelligence check. Ship damage control times 3 charges. So you can basically 3 times try and take damage off. So that gets rid of a failure point. You can attempt to recover lost HP on the ship by using the ship's inbuilt nanotechnology. That will self-heal the hull. So any lost HP can be recovered. This takes 1 round to complete and fails automatically. Fails a skill check or takes more than 60 damage in a round of combat. You lose a charge for every roll on the failure table and gain a charge for a success. So there's a few little mechanics that I've created for this to make it a bit more exciting. But let's roll some initiative. I'm going to have Keswick on 1. I just basically need one of you to roll initiative for your ship. Basically, anyone can do it.
We've got an 11 on stream. Not great, but at least everyone can see it.
Okay, cool. Let me just roll for them. They're on a 17. And the fighters are going to go on an initiative. Oh, the fighters are going on initiative 1, so that's good news for you. So the Kezzik's going to go first. They are just going to start firing phasers or lasers, whatever you want to call it, at other science fiction-y things are available.
You're learning.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm going to call that one.
Can you believe that Mike said to me the other day during a phone call, why can't we stream this? It's only going to be a cock and balls on the stream.
What? When was that?
When we're talking about that drawing game.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. Cool. So the next one up is the Star Runner. So what are you guys doing? So we know Brian's flying.
I don't mind shooting.
Shooting.
I wouldn't mind giving Nim a hand. If anyone else wants to take up a gun.
I'll take a gun.
Well, I'm flying there. Yeah.
No one else can fly, mate. If you aren't
That's,
fighting, you're not going very far.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go to individual initiatives for you because we'll be here all day fighting about with different bits. But if that's the order, what does Volta want to do?
I would be on hand to assist anybody who wants assistance, but I'm really not the most intelligent magic user in the world.
Cool.
Intelligence is not a strong point of my particular branch of magic.
You might want to. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're
Co-pilot?
engineering or shooting, but I would say, yeah. I mean, if you want to assist Josiah with the flying, I mean, you don't know how to fly, but you could be maybe giving him an assistance action for his deck saves to sort of be like, oh, there's one coming over there, and if
Yeah, some sort of
I think if the
spotter.
pilot fails, we all fail, so it's quite integral to succeed in that bit.
Okay. Well, let's go straight in with that then. So, if
No pressure.
Josiah would like to make with Volta's assistance a deck save.
Yep.
So you can assist on this one, Volta. It's a DC 12.
Yeah. How do you wish me to assist? Is it just advantage on his roll, or
Is it advantage on the...
You can give him advantage on his roll.
yeah?
So first roll was 18. And second roll was 18 as well, so...
Cool. So they both succeed those rolls. So in the next attack from the fighters, or the first attack in this case from the fighters, you sort of duck and weave, and you're sort of avoiding their fire, which is great. Who's shooting? Who wants to do some shooting?
Me.
Cool. You both need to make a DC 17 intelligence check before you can shoot.
Intelligence check.
If you're successful, that will go down by 2 next turn. So it'll be 15 next turn.
6.
3.
So you're sort of like battering the controls, trying to think, how do I shoot this thing? How do I make it go off? And nothing really works. This isn't like guns like this. This is like on a Star Trek vessel. You sort of press buttons and then laser beams fly out of random places on this ship. Unfortunately, so neither of you managed to get an attack off, but you also don't take any damage because of the flying. Engineering, you don't really have to do anything at the moment because it's all been quite successful. However, we now have 8 starfighters, and they're all going to do some damage. So I'm going to split 4 on you and 4 on the Keswick. So Someone make a note of this. The Star Runner has 400 HP.
That sounds
And
like
I
a
will tell you
cool
what
thing.
damage.
100.
400.
4 stacks, bro.
Now then, I'm going to roll and see. Firstly, I need to roll 8 times to see if these guys hit 8 times in a row. So, fail on 1.
Naughty.
So, 1 is a success.
Yeah.
2 is a success. 3 is a success. 6, 7. So there's 3 successes. So 3 of these starfighters come at you and are shooting at you. So 3 lots of this. That is... Oh, wrong ones. D8s, not D4s. Silly me. Silly me. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 27, 28, 29, 30 points of damage as these things sort of fly by and start battering. So whoever's tracking that for me, if you wouldn't mind taking 30 points off of the total. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. And the other ship seems to be fine. We come back around to the Keswick. It's going to have a pop again at these starfighters. And success. That one goes down. So you sort of see it start shooting. And these one of the ships goes kaboom. We come back around to the Star Runner. So we had 1 success already for the FTL drive. Would Josiah like to make us another deck save to see if you can...
I get an advantage on it as well, yeah.
Get the
You do?
FaceTime location drive working.
Oh.
Actually, not my bad. I've completely cocked up my mechanics. It took no damage because, of course...
I was such a good pilot flying about.
The successful dodges. So I'll put 30 points of damage on the Keswick, not on your guys' ship. Sorry about that. Right, okay. Yeah, carry on with your deck save, please, with advantage.
Right. So, first roll was a 30, natural 20.
Yeah.
Second roll is an 11. So I passed. I passed.
You succeed. You succeed. Yeah, that's cool. Great. Let's see now. Where are we? We've got gunners. DC 17 intelligence check on the gunners. The Schusters.
6.
17. 10.
So again, you both are like battering the controls. Go, how does this work? How do I make it go?
If I rolled with a D10, I would have brought bigger numbers.
Again, engineering doesn't have to worry too much. And they can't shoot at you, so I'm going to have...
How are we doing with coordinates removal?
Well, I mean, if you want to do something on that, you can make a DC 15 check with Nim and see if you can try and...
15 on what? Dex check, did you say?
Intelligence.
Sorry. 7.
So you and Nim are kind of like in and trying to like figure out how to remove the tracking device and all that sort of stuff. I missed all this.
We are all
We can't
muscle
drop-
and no brain.
Below 50 miles an hour, guys.
Don't you
you're-
worry about that.
You're just there looking for how to get rid of the tracking device. And Nim probably knows how, but maybe you're flustering him or something. I don't know. But
Getting in the way more than
you
ever.
haven't successfully so far. You haven't done it. You see them opening fire again. They dodge and weave, but and they catch the Keswick again. The Keswick takes more damage. We come back around to the Keswick. It's going to try and make a dex save to try and mitigate some of this damage, and it fails. So as the Keswick sort of like tries to roll, or pitch or something like that. You see like maybe like a little torpedo or something slams into the side of it, and it seems to take quite significant damage at that. We come back round to you guys and the Star Runner. Does Josiah want to make another deck save, or do you want to? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do another deck save, see if I can bob and weave, since the gunners don't seem to be doing much. Right, so it's a 20, so that'll be a pass. They point me roll in the
It's a
second one.
pass. It's a pass. As you sort of duck and weave, you hear Claxel come over the radio again. It's we need to get rid of these starfighters before we can jump to to FTL drives. Help us get rid of them quickly. Dispatch them. So far, you haven't done very much in terms of shooting. Get on with it.
Okay. So
at this point, yeah, you've succeeded in keeping the ship going. But being the more experienced person, if you want to, I'll let you assist the gunners, and it is their turn next. You can assist. You can give them advantage on trying to shoot.
So I'm trying to manoeuvre the ship into, like, while I'm dodging fire, trying to manoeuvre the ship to give them a better
Angle
line of
attack
sight.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. So you two can roll with advantage this time. You have your successes, but you've got to clear out these ships before you can. Which means they can still damage you. 11. It's a 17 intelligence check, though.
I know, but it's higher than previously.
That was not a celebratory thing to do. I thought you'd
I
have
don't
done
know.
it.
I don't know why. Like, literally, all of my dice are below 10.
I'm getting in dice jail.
Yeah. It's time for a new set.
Dan,
Done.
Which one?
are you shooting with
Yes.
advantage?
Intelligence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, yeah.
Don't make that face.
With advantage is 22.
Yeah.
Nice. Finally.
Some guns go off. 3d6 damage. You can roll.
Oops. Seven.
7? Okay. No problems. So you sort of see this one of these ships that you fire into, just maybe like a trail behind it of smoke or something. I don't know. Sparks coming out of it. That sort of thing. We go around then to engineering. Anything? Or would Volta like to do anything different at this point?
Well, I've already helped the pilot with his dodging, so my assistance has already been given.
Cool. Okay. Logan?
All I can do is try and assist with this thingy. The tracker thing.
Yes,
14.
DC.
I think you said I needed a 15, didn't you?
It's a 15.
No, I
It's a
got 14.
15.
I'm getting closer. We're
You're getting
learning
closer.
it.
Not quite there yet. So we come back to the fighters. You've successfully dodged out of their way again. So they're just going to target the Keswick again. So far, all of them missing. They all miss. You see like gunfire going off all over the place. We come back around to the Keswick, who's going to at these fighters. I'm going to split the fire so they kind of have a bit of an easier chance at taking down a few more. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. They take down, or they hit three of their 4 shots, and down, not down, and not down. So 2 ships. One of them was already damaged. So 1 goes down, 2 goes down, and 1 is half damaged. Of these starfighters, there's only 4 ships.
Which way is down?
They explode in, go exploding outwards.
I love you too.
And they don't make any sound either. the other thing. There's no sound, and there's no fire because it's space. So it is back
Very
to you guys.
anticlimactic. They just go.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Josiah, you have your 3 successes, but if you're going to keep dodging and not lose success, you're going to have to make the check
again. Ooh, 17.
Ooh.
It passes. It passes. Only a DC 12 deck save because you are proficient in flying.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to assist with the shooting again?
Yeah, trying again and manoeuvre the ship round. And is there only one ship left?
No. There's 5 ships left.
Right. So I'm going to try and manoeuvre around and try and give them a better angle attack on the 5 ships.
Cool. So Dan and Baina, you're up.
12.
So you're still DC 17 and you fail. However, Keenan, you're now DC 15 because you succeeded. So you've lost 2 off of that DC.
I got a dirty 20.
Sweet. So you lose another 2 after that. So you'll be DC 13 next time. But what's your damage this time? So it's 3d6.
Oh, 14.
14. You blow up another ship. The one that was damaged, you blow that one up. So there's only 4 left now. How about engineering?
We're going to go again because we've been practicing. And get a 13. God damn.
The wrong way.
The wrong way.
Is Volta continuing to assist the piloting at this point, or were you wanting to do anything else?
No, the pilot assisting is where I am. That is fine.
That's what you're going to do. That's fine.
I might do a little bit of light macrame at the same time. You know.
Well, we have the fighters again. They can't shoot at you because you successfully dodged. They don't hit the Kazakh. Oh, one hits the Kazakh. One's going to hit the Kazakh. For probably not very much damage, so I'm not too worried. No, that's actually a fair bit of damage. But not enough to cause any significant problems for them. So that cool. Where are we? The Kazakh itself is splitting off the attacks, and one hits. So it's 1 hits and destroys another ship. 3 left. 3 left, and we're back around to the Star Runner. Are you going to make?
Oh, let's see.
Try and get rid of or avoid any damage.
I'm going to say a 15.
15, yeah, it passes. So again, you succeed. Are you giving advantage to the gunners?
Yeah, because I'm circling around trying to get them the best angle of attack.
Yeah. So you 2 can advantage again on your attacks.
22.
Hooray!
12 again. It's so annoying. It's the first
3D.
time. Just
3d6 from Keaton, then, please.
5.
5 total, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Yeah, that was a bad roll.
Yeah,
2,
it
1,
was-
2.
Cool. Okay. You sort of shoot one of them. They sort of, it seems to like make see something like fly off of it, but nothing. Let me see who's after that. Sorry, that was the fighters. So you dodged them again. They all hit the Kazakh, and one of them crits as well. So it's going to be 16. Where's my D8's gone? 16. 7, 8, 18. Yeah, 18. Cool, okay. So the Kazakh takes quite significant damage on that one. Again, you sort of see bits flying off the Kazakh and bits like that. I will have a look at that message in just a second. We come round to the start again. You could do your.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, you can.
14.
14. Yeah, you pass. It's. I should have set the DC a bit higher. Yeah, you sort of dodge and weave. The Keswick sort of. You get another message come through. Have you got the coordinates downloaded?
Not
No,
quite. I
no.
don't know why I'm talking. I'll radio up to the deck
talk.
where Uzziah and Walter are and let them know we're working on it.
Not yet. Hopefully there soon.
Clax will sort of communicate back. Hurry up then. We can finish these off if you can escape. But you can't escape until you've got rid of those coordinates out of your system.
Okay. So,
Don't
you go to roll your...
we need the coordinates, but don't need the tracking device?
That's yes. Walter, can you give me an assist here? I may have an idea.
I will go down to help Logan.
Can I
This
go
is
with
things.
advantage to try and break this thing
Yes.
off finally?
So you're trying to basically get rid of the do.
Yes. Fucking 13.
With advantage.
Wait. 14. Still no use. No.
So you and
Gracious.
Walter are sort of you're both down there trying to like with Nim like, how do we get rid of this thing? We don't know.
Did you not always have Nim assisting you anyway?
Yeah, I didn't really think of that.
Nor did I, to be honest. Nor did I. Gunning. Are we gunning as well? Are we trying to shoot down these last three before you escape?
With advantage or not?
Listen, at this rate, we're just going to float through
Yeah,
space and not
it's
escape
out.
if we can't get rid of this tracker.
I'm twirling about for you.
20!
Hey!
Yes!
You go down to 15 on your next check.
So is it 2d6?
It's 3d6. And also, Keenan can do the same.
What?
Did you not roll to hit?
I did, but I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I thought you rolled and was successful.
7 damage.
7 points of damage. Yep, cool. That's basically one of them is looking pretty messed up. If a ship can look messed up, well, I suppose it could look a bit bad. Cool. We come round to fighters. Would they keep fighting or no? I think they would for a minute. They're not gone yet, but they're not doing significant damage either. Cool. Okay. So they can't hit you because of your deck save. One hits the Kazakh. One hits the Kazakh and does again some damage, but not enough that it's like really causing problems for it. Cool. So I think we come around to the Kazakh. On its turn, you get a radio through from Klaxor going, we must be quick. They're going to send for reinforcements soon. And they will start shooting at the remaining ships. One hits and destroys another ship. There are 2 fighters left, and they're probably going to send for reinforcements if you're not quick now and get rid of these 2. We come around to the Star Runner. Is Josiah, are you going to be making another deck save, or are you going to...
Well, yeah. That is 13.
Yeah, just over what you
Just
need.
over. Yeah.
Just over. So you're successful again. There's no failures on that. Shooting.
11. That's ridiculous.
20!
Me too.
Nat 20.
No.
Well, it's 3d6.
12 damage though.
Ooh.
12 damage. another ship goes down. Kaboom. What are we doing in engineering?
We are rolling a 15 intelligence, Mr. DM. A 15.
Let's have it then. You got Walter assisting you as well, and you've got Nim assisting you, so you must be able to do it.
Well,
In fact,
we've
with
done
two
15.
people assisting you and it doesn't stack,
Well,
I'll lower the DC.
You said it was 15, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, we just rolled two 15s in a row.
Sweet.
So
Cool.
I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to run to the escape pod sort of thing, put it in there, and then he's just going to hunch over, and you can just hear this like, shh, 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 and then he slams the door and shuts it off, and this escape pod poofs out into like space, and you just hear him giggling away to himself.
I think you'd probably also call out, tracking
let him know
device
that it's done.
disabled. Punch it, Chewie! And Josiah, you can hit the FTL button and you're gone.
Hold on to your seatbelt, laddies. Boom, we're away.
Fuck that Lima.
We're getting to Tartan.
Fuck this shit out.
I would say as well, probably automatically, Nim would have made sure that the correct coordinates were in the computer, so you were returning to where you came from. Yeah, we'll be forever doing this. And after a little bit of time, eventually, the ship drops out of FTL. Yeah, the ship drops out of FTL, and you can inform Josiah where you would like to put down. You see Vaybaba hove back, and in all its beauty. And it now becomes a case of what do you want to do in terms of where do you want to go and who do you want to talk to. And it'll probably be a case of next session because it is 11:15, so you can make some plans now for that sort of thing. And shall we say?
Come with us.
I think we should maybe sit down, at least initially, where the airship was left and direct them to wherever we wish to go. Presumably the starship's going to be faster than the airship for getting us there, but we might as well have our airship in the right location as well, I think.
Just to answer Dan's question first, the Keswick stayed behind to fight off whatever was left once you were ready to go. But they will catch up. They do have that data that they downloaded while you were on the planet.
Okay.
So they will catch up with you.
I don't know if they're going to give it to Dragon Boy.
Dragon Boy.
Dragon Boy. They will catch up with you.
To know what the snigger was, I wrote "fuck you, Malnoris" on a piece of paper, wiped my ass with it, and left it in the escape pod.
So successfully you have escaped, and as Volta has suggested, going back to Waterhold, New Waterhold, I think it is. I'll have to look at the map again to remind myself. To where you left your airship, which I think if we leave it there anyway, rather than going into much description of all that sort of stuff, we'd have to thank Brian for helping you escape.
Thank you.
Josiah, we
It's
couldn't have
pilot
done it
bad.
without you. And Logan pats him on the back.
If you would like to return next time in a fortnight as Josiah to resume the role and then fly the ship, that part will be pretty much just automatic storytelling. You're gonna land where you need to land. They'll guide you, to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Perhaps the ship has the coordinates on it to return it to where it came from. But if you would like to reprise your role and continue on with them for a little bit until you think this is the right time for me to drop out, or go through.
Sounds
Yeah,
good to me. Sounds good to me. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Otherwise, it'd be a bit weird. You were here for one session, now you've just suddenly disappeared.
Disappeared, yeah. No, yeah, certainly.
It'd be like one of Branch's accents.
Yeah. This whole time, if you're a podcast listener, this entire time it was just Steve doing voices.
It was all me from beginning to end.
Oh, here he goes again.
I've got to get one use in per stream, Anna. It's like cost effective. Anyway, thank you all
Yes.
for watching Vaybaba Season 2, Episode 30. And we'll say thanks to Steve Corbs up there.
Cheers.
Sepperton is that away.
Good night.
Captain Dan face up there.
Toodaloo.
And not one shot, but however many shot player joining a person. Minor
Special
Vagabond
guest.
over there. Special guest, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
guest.
Thanks, guys.
I've been Gilly Branch. Thanks as always to Captain Gingerbeard, DM, writer, and person who puts up with all our shit. And we'll be back in. Wait. When will we be back? We'll be back
Oh,
on
what's the
the
date?
24th.
2024.
24th. 2022. Right. And that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.